guys, I have a big question. I have a Nike Zoom Fly, the Nike Zoom Fly Flyknit, 4% Vaporfly. And I just got in the mail the Pegasus Turbo. It's interesting for me because it has the same cushioning as this 4%. So what's the question? Well, should I spend 80 bucks on this, 130 at this point on this, 150 on this, or 250 on this? That's crazy, right? Well, let me tell you how we're gonna do this. You see this thing on the bottom of my shoe? This is the Runscribe. It's going to help me collect information about the impact and energy return, and that will tell me if it's worth it really spending all this money. Alright guys, let's go with it. Let's start with the fastest, just because I like the color best. What's the response? I recorded all the data. It's right here. You can see here the Runscribe. I recorded at least 2 sessions with each shoe pretty much at the same speed, around 7 minutes mile or something faster. And so now I'm ready to give you the outcome. Let's start with the Zoom lineup. Lots of numbers. Well, what are the important ones? The flight ratio, the 4%, the braking G's is higher actually, and the Zoom Fly is more shoe than the other two, so it has more stabilization. Let's look at the weight. The Vaporfly definitely the lightest, but also the most expensive of all. Alright guys, we got all the data. And what is the data telling us? Nothing. Well, no, it's telling us something. Energy return, which is the big selling point for this shoe, right? They're telling that the energy return is 4% more. That's why it's called Vaporfly 4%. I didn't really notice any big energy return, and I measured the braking G's and the impact G's. And that's a proxy for the energy return. Where is the difference though? The difference is really in the flight ratio, which is the most important parameter for a marathon. I mean, if you compare an elite to someone else, I mean, the flight ratio is radically different. So I ran with a flight ratio in this shoe of 33% flight ratio, which is huge for me. I will never be able to maintain that for the whole marathon. This was around, 30%. So why the flight ratio difference? But, well, definitely for the weight. This is 7.2 ounces. And this is 9.2 ounces. Where the weight difference coming from? They removed everything from the upper. I mean, this shoe is so flimsy. If you buy it, if you spend 250 bucks, don't use it for training. Nothing. Just for the race. And then take it off at the end of the race. This obviously has much more construction, but the big difference is also they say, they both have the full-length carbon fiber plate. However, this one has the Nike Zoom X foam, which, by the way, has come also available in the Pegasus Turbo. And so that's why I got this shoe, and I got also this shoe because I want to use it as a training shoe, and I found it discounted. That's another factor, right? How much discount can you get? This, it was impossible even to buy. Smartly so, from a marketing standpoint, they would not release this shoe, and finally when they released it, I'm like, okay, this is my only chance of getting it, and I got it, 250 bucks. This, is now discounted. This is heavily discounted, the Nike Zoom Fly, and now also the Pegasus Turbo. For some colors, like this one, it's also discounted. So, bottom line, energy return, maybe there is, maybe there is not. Weight, definitely important, definitely a difference, right? There are shoes that are lighter than this. You may say, hey, this is 7.2. There are 5-ounce shoes out there. Well, the difference is that in a marathon, you need all this structure because you need to run those 26.2 miles. So bottom line, great shoe for a marathon. I ran the Boston Marathon in this last year. I really liked it. I like the Flyknit a lot for training. Now they made this version is really super light, super expensive, you know. Can you justify spending 250 bucks? The choice is yours. Now you have all the data, and I hope that this was useful, and please subscribe. Thanks a lot.